Okay, today is Monday, the 1st of May, 2023. Happy May, everybody. Looks like it's Women's Month this month. So, moving on to the cabinet, we've got some issues to deal with here and there. Nothing too serious, I hope, but we're gonna do some work on it a little bit today, and then we're gonna jump in and start ripping wire out of the chassis. This, as I might have guessed, and everybody else, came out in pieces. The base is, I think I can get it pressed back into relaminate it, and we'll try to fit it back up and get it back glued in. Boy, look at the screws. Jeez. Not only did they have a wire factory for themselves, they got a screw factory too. Yeah, it's seen its day. I mean, it's had some serious stressing. So we're gonna try to get it preliminary workup on this thing today, so we can start considering putting getting it back in shape before we start doing any serious refinishing on it. So there's that. So we're going to move on to the chassis. Now, who was it? Master. He's the master. Told me of the. I knew of the Retrotronics. I think it is Retrotronics. I seen some of their ads. I think it was in the Antique Radio Forum, maybe. That led me to them some years ago, and I noticed that they make backs for a lot of radios. However, you go to their site and they say out of stock. Just about everything they have is out of stock. The simple stuff they have available, but there's not much information given on that site other than pricing and radio model back information. So I don't know, maybe I didn't look deep enough to find out if there was any mention of a timeline for shipment. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to build this myself. I think I can do it. I think it ain't going to be this. It ain't going to be this white text. It'll be probably a yellow, goldish looking yellow on a dark background, because the decaling that I use is either clear or white background, and I haven't used the white background that much I haven't really experimented with it to see. I used it one time, but that's about 3 years ago, on a radio, just to get a feel for it, and I wasn't impressed with it. I couldn't see a situation where I could work it in, so I shelved it and just used the clear, because I thought maybe I could make my own decaling for the knob indications and everything, but it's just not the right type of ink or toner in order to get that gold look at it. I think I'd need to use a sublimation printer on it. The only thing I have is an inkjet and a laser, colored laser. So I'm going to play with that. So let's move on to yanking some wires today. Okay, we're going to start stripping this chassis down. Looking a little deeper into the wiring situation, I'm going to have to pull these IF cans. The reason being, there's Krusty the Clown wires going into them. And, you know, I just don't want any issues with the doggone, with the heat. The wires are really stiff. And this one over here on this IF can, it's already lost about 1 inch of its insulation across there, and the rest of it's not looking very good. Well, none of it is. None of this wire in here is worth a donkey's butt. Well, it might be worth a donkey's butt, but it ain't worth nothing else. Not for the guarantee that something ain't going to happen later on this thing. I mean, look at that. I mean, it won't give at all. So we're going to start over here in the corner, and we're going to start clipping wires off of this coil and extracting the coil. And then we're going to strip the wires off of this assembly here, sub-assembly, and we're going to yank it out of there. And then we're going to get to the socket down there for the Y3 and desolder all of these. Desolder what we need to desolder, and clip, since there looks like there's a little growing room there, clip the wires. I see there is an issue there that I missed earlier. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then these two coils and that trimmer assembly down there is all one unit. I mean, the common sides of these coils here are soldered right directly to the trimmers. So I don't think I'll have to remove those, but we're going to clip the wires. We're going to extract the band switch after we clip all the wires. We're going to pull the tone control and the volume control out. What else is there? We're going to pull the IF cans off, and then we're going to take a hatchet to everything else, what's left. So anyway, stay tuned, there's more fun coming ahead. Alright, there we be. Everything that I wanted to get off of there, I took off of that chassis. Desoldered all the temporary connections to the new E-caps. Pulled the transformer and cage out of it. It's back there on the shelf. There's all the components that came off of it, other than the transformer. Here are the sub-assemblies, coils. That coil, that'll give me a chance to draw up characteristics about these, which coil does what, where each coil is connected to what lug. I suppose they didn't do that, at least, yeah, for shits and grins anyway, just in case the public 100 years from then would need to have that information for the thing. But I guess it's hurry up, get it done. have time. I guess they mass produced these things. They didn't have time to do all that kind of crap. So, now, this gives us a chance to work it and get rid of all these stinking wires. Red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow. And what do? Put in red and yellow. Okay, there's that. We got that little wonky thingy done off of there. Yeek! There it is. Yeah, these things here, I mean, they were cracking all the way up into the cans. Every time I looked at it, boy, they said, "Ah, you're looking at me. I'm going to crack up some more." This thing here was really a, ooh, we're going to make that all shiny and new. Same way with the pots and the switch and the pots. And then we're gonna put a little heat on the coils and soften them up a little bit and make them look better. I don't know why, but I just like to do that kind of stuff. I had to put an order in for some, because I'm getting kind of a little low there. I must be replacing wires that I don't realize that I'm doing. That there, this is not an original, but it's a 3-section cap. I don't know if this thing had a 4-section cap in it. I'm thinking it did because of the way it's depicted here, but I could be wrong. But anyway, they put the 3-section cap in with the single one under the chassis. It looks like they had to do a little rework to this chassis in order to get it on there. Don't know, but it looks god awful. So this is gonna, I took it off so I could do the chassis, and it's gonna go back on there, and we're gonna cover up all that atrocity. Okay, and then this one, you know, I don't remember the other Crosley, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a steel, but I could be wrong, mount on that thing. But I'm surprised it's copper. I would have thought that they would use the copper in place of the steel. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm blowing it out my butt. It would save from having to, you know, use the braid, you know, the typical braid that they ground the framework on the thing with. But who knows? This is isolated. That's right. The rubbers, it's isolated. That's the reason for the braid. Okay, now we're going to give this a scrubbing. Scrub-dub-dub. And then we're going to let it dry out. We're going to go over and do some more on the cabinet and see what we can get prepped up so we can deal with that. So stand by. There's going to be more fun. Okay, we're getting jiggy with that base now. It is sandwiched down in there somewhere, tightly clamped down with lumber, timber, umber, blubber, and hopefully it stayed pretty much in line with all the other layers. I tell you, it was pretty difficult trying to get glue to squish down in there. I pried it apart as far as I could dare without splitting anything, and just flooded it with glue, and then used this little spatula thingy to rub-dub-dub it all over the place, even on myself, and let it run into all the little tight spaces, and then glued the bottom single lamination that was on the interior of the cabinet base, get it re-glued, and then lay it on to the other part and get it all sandwiched in there. I mean, I got 2 slices of bologna here, separating it from everything else so it doesn't stick all together. And we're going to let it sit there for a day. A bidet. There is the other portion of it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get into scrub-a-dub-dubbing that chassis up, since I got it all stripped down. So today is Monday the 1st. Yep, still. And hang in there. We're going to be having more fun. Thanks for watching.